Okay, this is page 8 of the chapter 8 notes, going over the 30, 60, 90-degree triangle. So I'm going to start with labeling my sides. We know the length of the hypotenuse is 10, and we are looking for the length of the short leg and the long leg. So if we have the hypotenuse, the short side is just half of whatever the hypotenuse is. So we take the 10, divide it by 2. So then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So our short leg is 5 units long. If we have the short leg, we use that to find the long leg. So we take our 5 and multiply that by the square root of 3. And that is the length of the long leg. Okay, we're going to do that again. So we have another triangle here. We know the hypotenuse. We are looking for the long leg and the short leg. So the hypotenuse is the one we know, and so the short leg is just half of whatever the hypotenuse is. So we take 4 square root of 3 and divide it in half, and so we get 2 square root of 3 for the short leg. And then for the long leg, we take what we had for the short leg, which was 2 square root of 3, and multiply it by square root of 3. So then we have 2 square root of 9, which ends up being 2 times 3, which equals 6. Okay, and let's keep going. So we have another example down here. This time we do not know the hypotenuse, but we do know the short leg, and we do not know the long leg. So if we start with the short leg, we just take that square root of 6 and double it to get the hypotenuse. So we take square root of 6 and double it. And we can't actually multiply those together because they're not like terms. So we just write them right next to each other and get 2 square root of 6. And then to get the long leg, just like the other two problems, we take the short leg, square root of 6, and multiply it by square root of 3. Now, since these are like terms, we can multiply them together to get square root of 18. And the square root of 18 can be 9 times 2. 9 is a perfect square, which is why I'm going to pull that out. So the square root of 9 becomes 3, and the square root of 2 stays square root of 2. So the long leg is 3 times square root of 2. Okay, for this last example, we start with the long leg, and we want to find the hypotenuse and the short leg. So we're going to go from long leg to short leg. So what we do is to find the short leg, we just take 18 and divide that by square root of 3. And we just leave it like that. And then to get the hypotenuse, we just double what we have for the hypotenuse, or what we have for the short leg. So we take that 18 square root of 3 and double it. So 18 doubled is 36 over square root of 3. We don't double the bottom because if we just double the top, then that is doubling it. So that is just 36 over square root of 3. And so that is a few examples of how to find the missing sides of the 30, 60, 90 triangle. Big thing there is to make sure you are using the rules from this page to solve the missing sides.